Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. युगधर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरये।
ततो जयमुदीरये।
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 13, Rahugana converses with Jad Bharat, verse number 11. क्वचिच्च शीताप्त वातवर्षा क्वचिच्च शीतातपवातवर्ष प्रतिक्रियां कर्तुमनीश आस्ते क्वचिन्मितो विपन्यच्च किञ्चित् विद्वेषं ऋच्छति उत वित्तशात्यात् क्वचित् शीतातपवातवर्ष प्रतिक्रियां कर्तुमनीश आस्ते क्वचिन्मितो विपन्यच्च किञ्चित् विद्वेषं ऋच्छति उत वित्तशात्यात् क्वचिच्च शीतातपवातवर्ष प्रतिक्रियां कर्तुमनीश आस्ते क्वचिन्मितो विपन्यच्च किञ्चित् विद्वेषं ऋच्छति उत वित्तशाट्यात् क्वचित् शीताप्तवतवर्ष
प्रतिक्रियां कर्तुमनीश आस्ते क्वचिन्मितो विपन्यच्च किञ्चित् विद्वेषं ऋच्छति उत वित्तशाट्यात् क्वचिच्च शीताप्तवतवर्ष प्रतिक्रियां कर्तुमनीश आस्ते क्वचिन्मितो विपन्यच्च किञ्चित्
विद्वेषं ऋच्छति उत वित्तशाट्यात् क्वचित् शीतातपवातवर्ष प्रतिक्रियां कर्तुमनीश आस्ते क्वचिन्मितो विपन्यच्च किञ्चित् विद्वेषं ऋच्छति उत वित्तशाट्यात्. Word to word meaning: क्वचित्, sometimes, cha, also, shita atapa vatavarsha, of freezing cold, scorching heat, strong wind, and excessive rainfall. Pratikriyam, counteraction. kartum, to do, anishaha, being unable, aste, remains in misery, kvachit, sometimes, mitaha, one another, vipanan, selling, yatcha, whatever, kinchit, a little bit, vidvesham, mutual enmity, richati, obtain, uta, it is so said, vitta shatyat, because of cheating one another merely for money. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Sometimes the living entity is busy counteracting the natural disturbances of freezing cold, scorching heat, strong wind, excessive rainfall, and so forth. When he is unable to do so, he becomes very unhappy. Sometimes he is cheated in business transactions, one after another. In this way, by cheating, living entities create enmity amongst themselves. Purport. This is an example of the struggle for existence, the attempt to counteract the onslaught of material nature. This creates enmity in society, and consequently society is filled with envious people. One person is envious of another, and this is the way of the material world. The Krishna consciousness movement aims at creating an atmosphere of non-envy. Of course, it is not possible for everyone to become Krishna conscious, but the Krishna consciousness movement can create an exemplary society wherein there is no envy. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padhan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namustate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarabhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yat kripa tamham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for once again with this opportunity to speak Srimad Bhagavatam and purify myself and serve you all. So request all of your prayers and blessings so that I can do this service properly. So we'll see the translation once again. Sometimes the living entity is busy counteracting the natural disturbances of freezing cold, scorching heat, strong wind, excessive rainfall, and so forth. When he is unable to do so, he becomes very unhappy. Sometimes he is cheated in business transactions, one after another. In this way, by cheating, living entities create enmity amongst themselves. So after reading this translation for the first time yesterday, so I was remembering about myself only. So in the night before sleeping, there is scorching heat here. So very difficult to counteract it. We switch on the fan 5, if possible, we try to 6, 7. It's not there. And in the winter season, we keep switch on the fan in the night. In the morning, early morning, before waking up, we switch off the fan and sleep. So it's a complete struggle is there to counteract these disturbances of the material world. So basically describing about the Adi Daivika Klesha of the living entities in this material world. So this struggle goes on. So the purport is also very small. Let's read once again. So this is an example of the struggle for existence, the attempt to counteract the onslaught of material nature. This creates enmity in society, and consequently society is filled with envious people. One person is envious of another, and this is the way of the material world. The Krishna consciousness movement aims at creating an atmosphere of non-envy. Of course, it is not possible for everyone to become Krishna conscious, but the Krishna consciousness movement can create an exemplary society wherein there is no envy at all. So here the underlying problem is very nicely mentioned. It is being enviousness of each other. So natural position is Jirvera Swarubhai Krishnera Nityadas. So all of us are completely with the servitor relationship with the Lord, servants of the Lord. But somehow or the other, we got the tendency of being envious to the Lord, and we want to become the enjoyers. And Krishna has granted that sanction, Tatastu, and we came to this material world and trying to be happy because of we are already having these wonderful problems. So where is the question of happiness? We're still trying our best to be happy here and become masters. We came here to become the controllers, enjoyers, but it is completely artificial, unnatural, and unreal. And we were not the controllers, we were not the enjoyers, and we are not, and we will never be. So this is our constitutional position. So Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. So Krishna is that supreme living entity amongst millions of living entities who is serving or maintaining all the other living entities. So this is our eternal position, to be the servant of the Lord. The most terrible of all the qualities in the world, in the material world, in the material existence, it is mentioned as enviousness or envy. So we cannot tolerate others doing very well in whatever field we are. So others being better than us. So Prabhupada sometimes is very, very strong about this point of enviousness. So he tells that if we are envy of God, it means potentially we are envious of each and every living entity. Each and every living entity. But it's just a matter of circumstances that facilitate to get that enviousness outside. So envy is the foundation of all the bad qualities that exist in the material world. So many times this, even the scriptures also mention number of times repeating this about this enviousness. Even if you see the Mahabharata or Bhagavad Gita itself, let's start with the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna tells Arjuna, "Oh Arjuna, I'm giving you this knowledge because you are non-envious and you are friend of me. Bhakto sime sakacheti." And in the 9th chapter it says, "Pravakshami anasuyave." Suya means enviousness. Anasuya means you are non-envious. So that's why Arjuna, I'm revealing this most confidential knowledge unto you. And whatever qualifications we may having and whoever we are, if we're trying to do something good for the society, there will be always envious people who want to stop us, And this Bhagavad Gita was spoken in the context of Mahabharata. And if you see Mahabharata, it is all the consequences of enviousness. Only enviousness and nothing else. And we see Duryodhana, he is envious of all the Pandavas, especially Yudhishthira. All the people used to like very much Yudhishthira Maharaj. Yudhishthira very gentle, kind, having very good qualities. He is always in the mood of servant of all the people, of all the citizens, and also the family members. So all the people used to like very much Yudhishthira Maharaj. But Duryodhana was envy about Yudhishthira Maharaj because he has these wonderful qualities, of good qualities, which he doesn't have. So automatically he is envy of him. And Yudhishthira and the Pandavas are the proper or the bona fide higher of the whole kingdom. Because of this also is envious about Pandavas. And Bhimaya is more stronger than Duryodhana. And because of this, he is envious towards Bhima also. Bhagavad Gita in first verse Dharma Kshetri Kurukshetri. So Prabhupada gave a number of lectures. So in one of those lectures, Prabhupada's very strong about this point about enviousness. So he says, he makes one statement: the very nature of the material existence is due to envy, and people are suffering because of this enviousness. Because of this enviousness. Whoever we are, so that's what already discussed. People will be always there to destroy us, whatever good we try to do in the society. So how can there be any peace when there is enviousness? So I heard from one of the senior devotees that in 1960s, so the youth, all the youth boys and girls in the California, so they came up with the movement called peace movement. So they're preaching about peace, peace, brother peace, sister peace, let's all be peaceful. Non-violence movement, let's be peaceful. So in that peace movement also, people became envious because someone is preaching more peace than the others. So how can there be any peace? Even there is a envy. So there was one professor, economics professor. He did a PhD in the whole economics. He took many years for him. So he told the whole economics I synthesized into few statements. If you hear these few statements, you can understand the whole economics. So he told, so there is a problem in the world. So what is that problem? Everyone has a desire, unlimited desire to enjoy unlimited resources. But there are only few limited resources. So he made this statement. So that is what the problem is in the material world. So that is where the enviousness and competition comes into the picture. And that is where the problem starts. But if we accept the peace formula of what Bhagavad Gita says, Krishna says, 529, Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatna Mam Shanti Mruchati. Anyone who understands that Krishna is the supreme proprietor of everything, and we have to serve him, if one can accept this, then the problem of this enviousness, competition, everything will be solved. Everything will be solved. So there are many definitions of a devotee. Prabhupada gives number of definitions. So one of the definition Prabhupada gives, devotee means no envy. No envy. So Prabhupada describes or tells the Gaur Lila. In Gaur Lila what happens? So during that Jagannath Rath Yatra, so all Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the associates, all the devotees were jumping and dancing. So in the night, at some point of time, Ratha stops, Lord Jagannath stops for some time. So at that time, Mahaprabhu and all the few devotees, they go to nearby trees and they were lying down under the tree for some time, taking a small nap, so that they can come back again and pull the Rath. So when the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking rest at that time, Maharaj Prataprudra, he comes in a disguise and serves the Lord by massaging his lotus feet and simultaneously singing Gopi Geet. And Mahaprabhu was hearing this, and after completion of the service, he wakes up and he hugs Maharaj Prataprudra very nicely. Who are you? Who are you? He is asking. You have given me such a nectar to my ears, such a nectar. Thank you very much. Who are you? Who are you? He was asking this. But Lord is asking this, so he cannot lie. So he has to tell who is he. So the before day, what happens? The Rath is pulling, and Lord was dancing in ecstasy, and somehow he falls in the hands of Maharaj Prataprudra, and comes out of the hands of Maharaj Pratap. And Lord Chaitanya makes this statement: "Oh, how abominable is this! I went into the hands of a materialist." So now he is only serving Maharaj Prataprudra, and Mahaprabhu is asking, "Who are you? Who are you?" So he cannot lie also. So Maharaj Prataprudra gives a nice statement. He tells, "Oh Mahaprabhu, I am the servant of your lordship." And after hearing this, Mahaprabhu was very much satisfied with this answer. And it's the truth. He didn't tell anything. And he was a king. He's just taking that designation as a king. But actually, we are all servants of the Lord. And Maharaj Prataprudra tells this. And Mahaprabhu is very, very happy at this. And again, and after hearing this, he hugs again and again Maharaj Prataprudra. And he reveals his Shyama Sundar form. And he was very joyful. So why this point was made? So Prabhupada says, because all the devotees surrounding them, this incident is happening. and all the devotees surrounding, after looking at this, everyone was shouting in joy, Jai Jai, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Means the devotees around are non-envious. When other devotees or other persons are getting the mercy of the Lord, so devotees should be even more joyful, because that's the particular devotee is getting the mercy of the Lord, So materialistic people are the ones who are envious when someone is getting more than what they have, especially who are similar. Suppose enviousness is also doesn't come for each and everyone, means so there will be some similarity between the persons. An artist draws a nice painting. A farmer comes, he glorifies the painting, very nice. He glorifies the artist, very nice, it's very wonderful. A farmer will not be envious of an artist, but another artist do. This is the problem is. So the problem is with the equals or with the similar kind of people. So Vaishnava means, devotee means he is joyful in seeing the others getting the mercy of the Lord, in seeing others getting successful, in seeing others getting empowered to preach the message of Godhead. So even Mahaprabhu glorifies Haridas Thakur and Sanatan Goswami, and all the other devotees were joyful looking at this. So this is the test of Krishna consciousness. How much deep are we? Are we envious or not? So this is the test. And Prabhupada makes a nice statement here. The Krishna consciousness movement aims at creating an atmosphere of non-envy. Of course, it is not possible for everyone to become Krishna consciousness, but Krishna consciousness movement can create an exemplary society wherein there is no envy. Actual people are searching for this particular society or organization or people where there is no enviousness. People all over in the world, everyone is envious of each other, and people are looking for this. And Prabhupada is creating such a wonderful society called ISKCON, where there is no enviousness. So why this enviousness is focused again and again and again and again? Even other anarthas are also there. I was discussing with our superiors also, that all the other anarthas, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, matsarya, all the other anarthas also can be used in the service of the Lord, but not envy. Envy should be eradicated completely. So one devotee says, envy means envy, no vacancy. No vacancy in the spiritual world. If we have envy in our hearts, there is no vacancy in the spiritual world. So there is a nice sloka, so I think it's a bhajan told by Narottam Das Thakur. So where he says, Kama Krishna Karmarpane Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jana Lobe Sadhu Sangha Hari Kata Moha Ishta Labhe Bina Madha Krishna Gunagane Niyukta Karibe Yatatata. So where Narottam Das Thakur is telling all the anarthas, 5 anarthas which are there can be used in the service of the Lord and can be eradicated. I'll just speak the translation directly. I will use lust in the service of Krishna, anger against those who are inimical towards the devotees, and greed for associating with sadhus. And hearing Krishna Katha, I will become bewildered only when I cannot attain my worshipable Lord. Madness will manifest when I intensely glorify the divine qualities of Krishna. In this way, I will utilize all of this. Purport for this, Kama Krishna Karmarpane. So what is this? Some impulse we feel within. So try to utilize that force and regulate in the service of Krishna. And next, Krodha, anger. Krodha Bhakti Dveshi Jane. Try to use anger towards those who are antagonistic to sadhus. In this way you can use our anger. And the Krishna Bhaktas. Lobha Sadhu Sangha, how to use greedy? You may try to engage greed by hearing from the lips of the sadhu. So you can be anxious, greedy to hear from the sadhus. And Maha Ishta Lobe Bine, this Mada, sometimes depression comes. So try to utilize it when you are separated from the sadhu. So when you are separated from the sadhu, let be in depression. So hanker for the sadhu sangha. And Madha Krishna Gunagane, sometimes overflowing energy comes out within us. So how to use this? Engage that overflowing energy in dancing and chanting the names of Krishna in Guru Puja. Niryukta Karibe Yatha Tata. Try to regulate all these things in the service of Krishna. If you do this, we will be free from them in no time. Say all the 5 anarthas are mentioned here, except one, and that is envy. So let's discuss more about this enviousness. So Krishna was telling Arjuna, Pravakshami anasuyave. Suya means enviousness. Anasuya means the one who is non-envy. So let's discuss more about this. So we know about Atri and Anasuya. So Atri is the son of the Brahma and he was married to Anasuya. So there is a nice description given about these words. Here Atri. Three includes three things: lust, anger and greed. Atri means the one who is devoid of these three. The one who is devoid of lust, anger and greed. And when this person who is devoid of lust, anger and greed, when he gets married with the person who is non-envious, that is Anasuya. So then the knowledge takes birth. And Dattatreya is the son of Atri and Anasuya. And Dattatreya represents knowledge. And when a person is devoid of enviousness, lust, anger and greed, then the knowledge takes birth in the heart of that particular person. It's very nicely described here. So even Bible describes about this enviousness. Amongst all the vices, envy is very much nicely described. So when the Lord, in the Bible describes, when the Lord sent Eve and Adam to the garden, he tells you, enjoy here, there, everything here. But he tells, don't eat this apple. Don't eat this apple. Then the snake comes from the tree and says, do you know why the Lord told not to eat this apple? Because if you eat this apple, you will become the Lord. So that's why. So in this way, the snake of envy is impregnated in all the living entities. So this is the reason why we all came into the material world, because we are envious of Krishna and we want to enjoy separate from Krishna. And Krishna sent us here. So the only difference is we came here to make our own pastimes, to create our own empires, to create our own kingdoms, to create our own source of happiness. But when Lord's pastimes were being celebrated all over the world, no one takes care of our time passes. No one takes care of us. No one matters. So after reading Bhagavad Gita, hearing number of lectures, all the stuff, finally we'll come to the conclusion, why to be envious of the Lord? Let's be non-envious of the Lord and become a devotee of the Lord. So Lord is such an amazing personality that he always wants to share his opulences with his devotees. His wealth, fame, knowledge, renunciation, he wants to share. But the only thing what he expects us is to be non-envious. So let's be non-envious, then Krishna will give everything. Even as a devotee, we shouldn't hanker for anything. But still, even if we hanker, Krishna gives us. The only qualification is being non-envious. But unfortunately, many people in this world have the tendency of Duryodhana or Duryodhana attitude. So what is the attitude of this enviousness? Everything there in this world only belongs to me. Everything is only mine and nothing else. When Krishna came with the peace message, okay, we will not go for any fighting, just give 5 villages, just 5 villages. And Duryodhana rejects it because he's telling everything else belongs to him. Means even these 5 villages also belongs to me. So why should I give it to him? This enviousness didn't allow Duryodhana to give this for 5 villages also. So this is how strong this enviousness is. It creates havoc in the world, even in the society or devotees. But how the attitude should be? Let's take the opposite of enviousness, of Bharat, means the brother of Lord Ram. So when he was giving the kingdom, he was telling, why me? Please give, why not Lord Ram? This is the principle of enviousness. So Duryodhana attitude is, why Yudhishthira, why Pandavas, why not me? Bharat's attitude is, why me? Why not Lord Ram? Why not him? This is the difference between devotees and non-devotees. So the principle of envy is this. Originally we got the envy for the Lord. Oh Lord, I am envious of you. And when we came into this material world, this enviousness expanded to each and every living entity around. Enviousness. Originally to the Lord. Envious towards the Lord. And now expanded to each and every living entity when we came into this material world. So you have to think, so should I be in a Duryodhana attitude or Bharat's attitude? The question is, We understood how dangerous this envy. The thing is how to deal with this envy. How to deal with this envy. How to eradicate this envy. So there is one acronym to steps how to eradicate envy in this life, in our life. So acronym is this ENVY, envy. Envy is the acronym. So first thing is E for evaluate the situation. Evaluating the situation. So in this evaluation, we'll take few more steps. First thing is, so if at all, if we see someone is extremely beautiful, having a nice knowledge or fame, so whenever we see something better than us in other person, so we have to understand that whatever he is getting is because of his past karma. Because of his past karma. He has done some nice past activities than me, so he is getting the results of this. So scripture gives the example of Vishwamitra. So Vishwamitra he was a king. But he looked at the Vashishta Muni, he is a great sage, he is a Brahma Rishi. And Vishwamitra also wants to become like Vashishta. And he does thousands of years of tapasya to become Brahma Rishi like Vashishta. But after the thousands of years of tapasya, he understands, I cannot become Vashishta. I cannot become. So he thought, oh, Vashishta, he became such a nice, great Brahma Rishi means how much pious credit he would have accumulated in the past lifetimes. So he could be able to become Brahma Rishi right now. He could be able to understand this. And he gave up this endeavor. So then he became very calm. So this is the first thing we have to understand. So whatever other person is experiencing, whatever the opulence, it's getting because of his past karma only. If I'm not getting this, because I didn't have the past credits. That's a simple reason. So even Prabhupada says to his Western disciples, American disciples, so the opulence what you have got, the beauty what you have got, it is because of your past credits. But the thing is, you got this wonderful punya, you got this wonderful opulence and beauty. The thing is, how much are you utilizing for your progress of your spiritual life? We shouldn't use these opulences again to degrade ourselves. But whatever the Lord gave us because of our karma, this opulence should be used for the further progress of our spiritual life. This is the first thing in the evaluation of the situation. And the second thing is, let's say if some person is getting some nice opulences, whatever, nice knowledge, whatever. The thing is, how long it's gonna be? How long it's gonna be? It's just temporary. After the person leaves, that also will be left. Everything is temporary here. And even if you go a little more deeper, the person is having this wonderful opulence. The thing is, apparently externally, it's very nice to see. But the thing is that person happy with that? Is the person happy with that? Is he satisfied with whatever he got? Let's go a little more deeper and search it. The people are also not happy with whatever they got. They want more and more and more. So why to be have this enviousness mentality? So instead of focusing on what others have, so let's try to focus on what we have and make a best use of it. Make a best use of it. So one devotee was mentioning, so his devotee friend has got some 200k followers, it seems, in the social media. And the next day, after he waking up, he saw only 2k followers. Just 2k followers. Because everything is temporary in this world. Don't know what happens. The same people who likes us, tomorrow they may dislike us. Anything may happen. So other point is, so whatever the opulence other person is getting, we have to think that's just a temporary opulent. It goes with time. And how much is satisfied with that. So instead what we can contemplate on ourselves, so whatever opulence or whatever we have got, let's focus on that in Krishna consciousness. And next thing is, why devotees were given such an opulence? Because they use that in the service of the Lord. Even though the devotee doesn't possess this, but Krishna gives this because he knows that he can use this properly in the service of the Lord. In the service of the Lord. And devotees won't be carried away by this. Won't be carried away. They will utilize each and everything in the service of the Lord. So this is the first thing. Evaluating the situation. Evaluating the situation. And next thing, E for evaluating the situation. Next, N. N for neglecting the envy. Just neglect it. anything we feed seriously, that grows. That grows. For example, if someone is teasing us more and more, if we react to that, they'll tease more and more. Means we're feeding it. If we just neglect, he's teasing me, okay, let's go. And he will be get bored of. He'll get bored. He's not reacting anything to me. So he'll get bored of and stop it. So in this we have to try to neglect the envy. So there's a Native American saying that says, so in every person there are two dogs. Both are barking. One is barking looking at the good qualities and the other is barking looking at the bad qualities. Now the thing is, which dog is very stronger? Which dog is very stronger? There is a bad dog. If you feed it, it will be stronger. There is a good dog. If you feed it, it will be stronger. The only thing is, if you don't feed the bad dog, it will become thinner. It will become weak. But if you feed the good dog, it will become stronger. So all the thing is, let's not feed the bad dog. Means let's not feed or be on the thoughts of envy. If we just not be on the thoughts of envy, means it says that we are neglecting the envy. And when we neglect, this will not grow. This will not grow. This is the first thing. So anything that we feed seriously, that grows. So let's not feed the envy. So don't feed envy by dwelling on it. This is the first thing. And next thing is not criticizing others. Not criticizing. This through words. So before we thought about through thoughts, and extend through words, not criticizing others. And mouth is very, very important organ given for everyone. But in Bhagavad Gita, so Krishna gives that sloka, the austerity of speech. So he uses the word maunam. So maunam means gravity. So we shouldn't be finding fault in others, backbiting. So what should be done? Just seal one's mouth. Just zip it, zip, then finish. So if we just speak less, If we seeing someone, anything, is better than me, just not speak anything. If we not speaking anything, that solves many problems by just not speaking. But unfortunately, we like to hear our own voice. We want to speak more and more. So if you don't have any Krishna conscious things to speak, automatically we'll speak about other persons, seeing the bad qualities in them, finding faults in them, backbiting. So all those goes will go hand. So one thing is not criticizing others with the words, stopping this. And next thing is not thinking bad about others, trying to do something ill to this person. So whatever is going on in our life, it's because of our karma, as already discussed. Sometimes this so happens. Because of that person which I try to complain, because of this person I am suffering, because of that person I am suffering. The thing is, what you have to understand, whatever suffering I am going through is just because of my karma. So other persons are just the instruments or just remotely responsible for our karma, that's it. So if you understand this, then you will not be envious of others. We will not complain about others because of him I am facing this. So this is not wishing or don't wish ill for the others. So this is in the point of actions. So we see in the three, kaya, vacha, manasa. First thing is not dwelling on the thoughts that this person is very nice, I want to become like this, whatever thoughts. Next words, not criticizing. And next, ill action, not thinking to do something bad for this person because of whatever reason is. And the first best way to help that person or help ourselves to eradicate this envy is by praying for that particular person, praying for the Lord, for his prosperity. So if you have seen something good in that particular devotee or person, this particular prosperity is the opulence is there. Suppose he's singing very nicely, playing instruments very nicely. So let's pray to the Lord. Oh Lord, this devotee is singing very nicely. Please encourage him more and more. Praying for him so that he can do this service better and better. So by this what happened? So we're able to see something good in others and eradicating the bad in us. And next, glorifying that person. So whatever he has, glorifying that devotee. And the best thing is serving that personality. So when we serve physically, that binds us, brings a nice relationship between others. And when there is a good relationship with each other very nicely, so automatically the enviousness goes away. So this is the second one, neglecting the envy. Means not feeding upon the thoughts of that enviousness and not criticizing the others. Means basically we are stopping the envy, neglecting, not doing anything, and not thinking bad about others. We stop the words, but the next thing is we'll think, okay, I've stopped, but the thoughts will go on. The thinking will go on doing something bad. So that can be curbed up. And praying for that devotee and serving the devotee and glorifying that particular person. And next is V. V for vigilant to the effects. So being envious to other person means holding a burning coal in our hands. Burning coal. So now we are holding that and we are trying to throw it on others, that burning coal. But before throwing on others, it's already burning in our hand. It's already burning. Means we are burning our hearts because of this. This envy burns our heart. So this is one of the effect. This burns our heart. And second effect is when we are envious of others, Lord is displeased. Lord is very much displeased with this. Means becoming envious of one person means you are becoming envious of one aspect of the Lord that is seen through this particular person. Means basically we are envious of the Lord indirectly. We are envious of the Lord. Lord is not pleased. And the most important thing what happens to us is because of this enviousness we'll be stuck in the cycle of birth and death. As we discussed, all the other anathas can be engaged in the service of the Lord, but the envy cannot be. So if we have this envy in the heart stucking, so this will make us stuck in the cycle of birth and death. In the cycle of birth and death. And it will not allow us to grow in the path of spiritual life. This is V, vigilant to the effects. And next is Y. Y means Y-E-A-R-N. Yearn. Means intense desire to give it up. All these tips are externally doing. Envy, E-N-Y. E-N-V. So these are externally practicing. But internally, Y, earn. Y-E-A-R-N. Means intense desire to give it up this envy. So how to give it up, this envy? Offering intense prayers to the Lord. Intense prayers to the Lord. Oh Lord, all the other anathas are there. I can engage in your service. But this envy is very, very difficult to come out. Very, very difficult to come out. You please help me. You please eradicate this envy. Pluck it, this envy from my heart. Offering intense prayers. And the next thing is chanting, obviously. Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So when we chant nicely, intensely, so this is what chanting means, right? Siksastikam says, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. The dust of the mirror will be eradicated, and dust of all the others, indicating even the envy. So when the dust is removed, the clear picture of Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunai Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Karaye Uday. So when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, that dormant love of Krishna which is in the heart, that will come out. So how does love comes out? When we remove this envy. When envy is lost in the heart, the remaining is the love. So these are the various ways how we can deal with the enviousness. So just to summarize, say envy, the acronym we have seen, E-N-V-I. So E means evaluating the situation. So whatever the other person is getting better, it's only because of his good karma. And we have seen the example of Vishwamitra. And second, Yen. Yen means neglecting the envy. Just not feeding it, just neglect it, it curbs down. And in that we have seen, not criticizing others, not backbiting, and not wishing ill for the others. And then later we have seen praying for that particular person and glorifying that particular person and serving that person, which completely eradicates our enviousness and builds the relationship with that person. And next we have seen V, vigilant to the effects. When we are envious to the other person, that burns our heart. And because of burning heart, what happens? We'll be stuck in this material world. We'll not progress in Krishna consciousness because of this envious mentality. And the most important thing, Lord will not be pleased. Lord will be completely displeased with that quality of enviousness. And finally, why? Yearn to give up. The intense desire to give up. How to give up? offering intense prayers to the Lord. Oh Lord, please remove this enviousness from the heart. And the next most important is chanting of Hare Krishna mantra attentively. So by this we can eradicate envy in our heart. Okay. So with this I would like to conclude. If there are any questions, comments, if there are any questions, if possible I will answer. If I don't know, I'll check with my superiors and come back to you. Hare Krishna. Any questions? I think then we can take a few reflections.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice class you gave on envy, and it is a need of the society today that everyone should be educated into this particular thing. So nice point was there, ki when there is envy, there is no peace. We will talk about peace, and they do all sort of things for that, but they don't cure the root of the problem. So whatever action will be done, they will be all superficial. So to become free from envy, so we have to give up the competitive attitude, comparison with each other and all. So these are very nice points, Prabhuji. And you give the cure also. So then evaluate, neglect, vigilant, and yarn for the improvements. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, very nice class. So it gave me a seat to make a seminar on envy, so that we don't become envy. Something which practically, personally would like to implement is become joyful when we see others progressing in receiving mercy of Krishna. So we keep hearing, but then this is where we get stuck. And as Prabhuji also highlighted, that wherever there is envy, there is no peace. So this is something that personally would like to meditate on and try to implement. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for the nice class. So as you mentioned that the reason for envy is because everyone is wanting unlimited resources. Everyone wants more and more, but the resources are limited, so people become envious when they are fighting for the same resources. And as you highlighted, that devotee means no envy. Like you give the example of Prataprutra, that when he got the mercy of the Lord, when he got mercy of Mahaprabhu, so everyone was very happy. And we see even in Mahaprakash Leela, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving mercy to the devotees, so all others were very happy, very joyful when they were getting mercy. And similarly, when, as Prabhuji also mentioned, when others get mercy or when others are progressing, we should not feel envious. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the wonderful class. So people are suffering because of enviousness, and and generally enviousness we see. You give example of a painter and a farmer. Generally we see that the farmer will be not envious of a painter. Enviness is generally with the equals, or they have a similar kind of equalities, or when we think we have competition with that devotee, so then enviousness come. So, and also on this point I like Lord want to share his opulence with others. So even if I whatever I got, and if I want to enjoy it separately, like alone, that shows like I am envious of other devotees also. So I should share that so that it can neglect that enviousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for the nice class. We saw that why does enviousness creeps in, it is just because of the competition for various assets and resources. You gave the example of Pandavas and Duryodhan, how Duryodhan, he was not even ready to give 5 villages to Pandavas because of his enviousness for like various reasons. With Yudhishthira he was envious, Bhima he was envious because of his power. So due to that he was not able to give just 5 villages also. You also explained that why this competition of resources is there, that's why this enviousness is there, and how can we remove this enviousness? By understanding that everything is belongs to Lord and he is the enjoyer, that bhuktaram yagyatapasam. When one understands that everything belongs to the Lord, naturally there won't be any competition for resources, and in turn there won't be enviousness also. And the other steps which you gave were also very nice, where we saw how we need to neglect the envy, not criticize others, and we should yearn to give it up. Then when we can actually deal with it. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for nice class, bro. So you told like how the anarthas are utilized as a positive ways. Even if anarthas are there with us, so how to like utilize in the positive way. That is a very nice points. And yes, towards the enviousness. So these things will be created because of these comparisons. And for that only the result will be we're stuck in the spiritual worlds. So how to overcome these things and to be proper like Lord's servants. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So you told nicely that we should neglecting the envy, that not to criticizing other devotees, and we should try to always see the qualities, good qualities in them, and glorify them and serve them nicely. So the envy will come down. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So very nice class about envy. So the point which I liked was like when one is free from lust, anger, greed, and is not envious, then knowledge is born. And how to get rid of envy? One should hear and pray for the Lord, and we have to chant nicely. So then one will be free from envy. If one is having the quality of envy, then Lord is very much displeased with him. And yeah, Hare Krishna.
श्रीमद् भागवत की जय।